Got that. Thank you very much. Give me 1 second, everybody. Hold on. Cool. Got him. Got him. Yeah, we got them connected. All right. And then let me pull up some charts. And let me do that. Get that out of the way. And I'll share my screen again for you guys. Cool. All right. And that is done. All right. And let me click on the share button again, and then we'll get started. All right. There we go. And let me make sure I have that and that. Okay, perfect. We got everything now. Everything's connected and we're good to go. Yeah, so anyway, here's the deal, you guys. That's why there wasn't a lot of movement on our trades ourselves, because the market just don't want to move. And a lot of people get impatient, but the truth of the matter is you can get as impatient as you want to, but that still means the market is still going to be exactly where it wants to be. Okay. You can't force the market to do something just because you're in the mood to want some trades to work out and you ready to do this and that. That's not how the market works. It works the way it's going to work. When it says, I don't feel like moving yet, it ain't going to move. Now, there's a reason why it hasn't been moving. And the reason it hasn't been moving is because, oh, thank you very much. The reason it hasn't been moving is because of the Fed interest rate announcement. The Fed interest rate announcement, for those who are new to trading, the Fed interest rate announcement is the biggest announcement in Forex. Okay. It's the biggest announcement in Forex. So every time it comes out, expect that week, maybe Sunday and Monday, you'll start seeing some good movement in the markets. But going into Tuesday, the market begins to slow down. Wednesday, it almost hits to dead pace. Nothing is going to happen. Okay. Why is that? All right. Here's the reason why. The reason why is because smart money, and if you have notes, please write this down so you'll learn this terminology, because you'll hear this terminology a lot more in the stock market or options market than you do in the Forex market. And the truth be told, it would be better and more educational if this term was used more in the Forex market than it is in the stock market. However, because you have MSNBC, CNBC, and all these other places that discuss the stock market, they never, hardly ever, let me just say it like that, they hardly ever discuss the Forex market when you're looking at financial news stations on TV. BBC has the Asian markets and all these different things, but they're constantly talking about stock market, even though the Forex market is way larger than the stock market, but they don't talk about it. So some of the terms that you hear in the stock market really should be used in the Forex market to really help retail traders exactly understand how they're being viewed by their opponents, called institutional traders and the brokers and the big wigs. Okay. Here's how they view you. Write this term down. The term is called smart money. Smart money. Smart money indicates that somewhere out there, there's also what? Dumb money. Okay, so write these terms down. Smart money, and you may have heard that term, but really didn't understand what it was or what it was referring to. Smart money, and they actually made a movie recently called what? Dumb Money. Okay, about that movie theater, Reddit. I think it was Reddit, when all those people came together for AMC movie theater or something like that. I forgot what it was. So the movie itself is called Dumb Money. Okay. Why is it called Dumb Money? Because it's not institutional traders. Okay. Smart money people or institutions know when to chill out and wait. Or if they have some open trades, they have patience to wait. That is smart money. Type of 40 if you guys understand what I'm saying. want to make sure you guys are getting this terminology. Your opponents are called smart money. And if they're called smart money, that means they're considering you what? Type. What do you think they think you are? There's only two terms in this Derek, you got it first. You got it first. That's exactly right. You're considered the dumb money. Dumb. Dumb. And that's unfortunate. That's why I said there are untold thousands of people around the globe who's trying to trade the Forex market. But because they don't understand the principles of the market, they're looking for patterns and indicators, and that's fine. They're looking for price action, that's fine. But there's a psychology behind it. And this is what is killing the actual retail trader. It's what you don't know that's causing you your frustration. You're getting half the story. Smart money get all the story. Dumb money gets half the story, so they make dumb decisions. But realistically, it's just them trying to make decisions based on information they have at the time, which ain't a whole lot. And unfortunately, because dumb money people, and I'm not calling you dumb, but I'm just saying this is how they view you, because they're chasing the dollar so much, they don't take the time to get the education. The difference between smart money and dumb money, smart money invests untold amounts of money into getting information and education. Please write this down. Now, if the shoe fits, then rebuke yourself and start fixing this today. Long before smart money even thinks of taking any trades, they will invest an untold amount of money into information and education. I will repeat it again. They will spend untold amounts of money into information and education. That's what smart money people do before they even think of taking a trade. If you wanted to work on Wall Street, you can't just walk in there, open up an account, and start trading with their money. You have to have shown proof that you have been educated and know how to get the information needed before you ever get access to trade their personal money if you are to work on Wall Street. Can I get an amen on that? No need to look at the charts. They're not budging anywhere until the Fed announcement. They're not going anywhere. You may see a pip or two, but truth is, this market ain't going nowhere. Okay. Okay. Watch this. Watch this. Watch. So simple logic says if this is what smart money does, they invest untold amounts of money into information and education. Then what does that infer? What does that hint toward concerning the other side called dumb money? They don't invest in education and they don't invest in information. Are you guys following me? Stay focused on what I'm talking about here. Stay focused. Stay focused. Okay, stay focused. If smart money is investing money into what type? What did I say smart money invest in? I want everybody focused. Focus on what I'm talking about. This is very important. There's two things. Okay, information and education before they think of even taking a single trade. What does dumb money do then? What's the opposite? And this is where you have to ask yourself, am I the dumb money or am I the smart money? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? I had a person who reached out not too long ago, and they had told in the communication, the comunicato, they communicated that they had failed. Oh God, I can't even remember the large number of prop firm challenges that they did. And the question is, if you're failing all these prop firm challenges, why are you doing more of them? As if that's going to solve the problem. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying here? Type a yes if you get what I'm saying. If you have failed a number of prop firm challenges, why sign up for more? Because that's telling you that you're not ready to trade other people's money, including your own. What is actually missing? Is it more prop firm challenges, or is this person missing information and education? Are you guys following me on this? This is very important. So if you did another 30 challenges, you just gave away 30 challenges of money. It's not going to solve your problem because getting into a prop firm challenge isn't the problem. It's when you get it, you don't know what to do. And these prop firms love people like this person. Why? Because you pay an entry fee up front and you only get it back if you pass the challenge. So if you pay them up front and you don't pass the challenge, your money is just free money to them. That's what's called dumb money. When I was learning how to trade in the stock market, I'll never forget. And by the way, let me just say this to you guys. Let me say this to you guys. Some of you guys, you're thinking, oh, he charged a whole 119 for the copycat, a whole 119. Oh, he charged 299 for Ocean Wave. Oh, he need to be okay, cool, cool, cool. Go over there and really pay for a real education in the stock market. You know how much I paid? $25,000. 25 grand. This is why I get irritated with people who want quick profits but don't want to pay for anything. And that was just one of those things I paid for. I was so serious about my education. And by the way, it wasn't just me. My parents were with me, and they also got educated in the stock market, and they paid 25,000. I told you there's no limit on price of education when you're after something you really want and you want to succeed. That's normal. Whatever the cost is for that education, people do it because the return on the investment can be 50-fold. So you're not judging on what you pay up front. You're judging on the value of what I'm going to be able to walk away with. I can't tell you how many multimillionaires, all they do is spend on tons of time. A matter of fact, you don't believe me? Watch this. Study Warren Buffett. Study Warren Buffett. I'll never forget when I saw him being interviewed and he discussed what his day looks like. He spent hours upon hours reading books and just getting educated. Now, this is one of the richest people in the world, but there's no limit to him on how much education he wants to get. And he was spending, I don't know if he still does it, but at that time, when they was interviewing him, he was spending hours a day. And that was part of his daily job, was to spend hours upon hours reading and getting more education. But amongst the dumb money, they don't want to do any of that. They don't come to class. I should have easily, I don't know, we get about 1,000 people who tune in to my YouTube replay class online. But truth is, it should be 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 people here now, and another 5,000 who watch it later. But in the dumb money retail space, guess what? This is why we're taking advantage of by the smart money. And they pull the same tricks week after week after week, and nobody catches them. You know why? We don't get educated. We don't take the time to learn, what is my opponent doing? Y'all want to hear something really good about a prop firm? You want to hear a good secret about a prop firms? Okay. Again, I don't talk about prop firms. I stay out of it. I don't get into recommendations about that stuff. But y'all want to hear something real good? If you want to hear something really, really good about it, type a 4 in the box. I want to see if y'all want to hear this. This is really good stuff. This is good. Oh, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. You gonna see. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. When people trade for prop firms, they have a way, and I heard this from a person who owns a prop firm. Okay. They have a way of checking out who actually is legit. And if a person is legit, I mean a legit trader, okay, a legit trader, then they'll put that person in a certain box, because what they're going to do is allow you to not only trade their prop firm account, but they can also mirror your account. So every time you're trading, it gets duplicated on there. See, copycat trading ain't nothing new. So if you're dealing with a prop firm who don't accept that, then move on to another one. Because some of them, here's what they're actually doing. They're looking for the best of the best of the best. So when you do pass that prop firm challenge, hear me good. And I'm just talking with you. I'm just talking. We just cacking. Okay. But if you do pass a prop firm challenge and they notice that consistently you are still trading and you haven't blown the account even after you pass the prop firm account. And why is that important? Watch this. See, a lot of people over leverage on trades just to pass the prop firm challenge. So you may win the prop firm challenge after just 1 or 2 trades. But see, that causes them to be concerned. So don't think, oh, I'm so good. No, 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 don't, no, no, no. You're not. Because they notice that, yeah, you to 1 or 2 trades to pass, which means you're a gunslinger, you're a gambler, and you just lucked up, because they know everybody eventually loses trades. And if you're putting all that on 1 trade to pass, then they know eventually, yeah, you may pass that prop firm challenge, but guess what? Over time, you're not going to be sustainable. So they don't worry about you. They don't worry about you. You in the category. So that's one category. You got other people who, if they are good and they have shown consistency, like over a 3-month period, and these people are still consistent past the prop firm challenge, but even when they got funded, they still are consistent, then they go into a different basket, which they're being watched, and the broker can actually copy those people's accounts. Type of 40 if you're hearing what I'm saying. Okay. I'm just talking to you. This is getting education. So they want to copy what you're doing. So with the copycat trader, we ain't doing nothing new. We're just doing something that smart money people do. And then you got the one who is right here, the dumb monies. Do you know, with dumb money people, the broker can still like you too. You know why? They can set it up that they will copy your trades, but in reverse. Oh, that's too funny. I'm sorry. It's too funny, poor Jesus. Oh my God, that's funny. That is some funny. That is funny. That's funny. They can make a look. Your brokers can do the same thing. Your brokers. Oh my God, that's funny. Find some of the worst trades. It's funny, but it ain't funny, Jesus. Oh my God. Okay. Find some of the worst traders out there. Take every trade they take, but in reverse. And if they're losing 90% of all their trades, what does that mean for the smart money person? Type, 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 type. What do you think that means for them? I'm your broker. I see every trade you take. I see every time you blow an account and you refill it with real money instead of just taking your time to work in a demo account to get educated. You refill it with real money and you keep losing 90% of all your trades. I'm going to just take the opposite position of you and copy every trade you take oppositely. What did that mean for me as your broker? If you lose 90% of all your trades, what's my winning percentage if I take every trade you took and put it in reverse? What's my winning percentage? Type, 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 type. You two people, type, 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 type. I want to see. What does that mean? What's my winning percentage? 90%. There you go. You got it. Smart money. Smart money people. Very smart. Very simple. So I would love to get copied on your trades. I just will put them in reverse. Every trade you take, I want to go the opposite way. See, copying trades ain't nothing new. They just don't tell you what they're doing behind the scenes. Type of 100 if this makes sense to any of you guys. I want to make sure this is making sense to you guys. I want you to understand how smart money people think. So when they say work smarter, watch this. What's the term? Work what? Smarter, smart money. Work smarter, not harder. Now you're getting it. Now you understand. That's why the Bible says, with all you're getting, get an understanding. Because if you don't understand what's going on, no wonder you're part of the dumb money group, according to their interpretation of you. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm saying that's the way they consider you. They think they're smart money. And if you're not in the group of the smart money, that automatically makes you what? The dumb money group. And because of our aggressiveness to hurry up and quit our jobs and to do this and this, we're not stopping to get what they're getting, which is education. Let me learn what's going on. That's like a doctor wanting to come in and operate and do a heart surgery because, oh, I have a desire to be a heart surgeon, but you have no education. So you carving up people's chests and wondering why they don't survive. It was nothing wrong with your desire for heart surgery. That's good. But go get educated in it first. One of our family members is an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor. He spent years in college. Years. And they was low on money at the time. Hard sacrifices were being made. Now, he owns a 3-level home. He owns his doctor's practice. Not only the doctor's practice where he has it, but he bought up the whole strip thing, and now he leases out doctor units or whatever you call them, places where you go see your private your care your personal care physician, and then they have these specialty doctors that you got to go see. He owns all that now, but it took him years of education. But his education turned around and paid him off big time. The same thing happens in the Forex market. The more you take the time to get educated, reading books, looking at real information, not just quick YouTube videos, but real information from people who are willing to teach you, the better off you're going to be. And here's something you're going to find. You're going to be much more sharper as a trader. Much more sharper. And it will drift away. Hopefully, it will drift away from you just focusing on trust. Let me help and make this money so I can quit my job. Okay, that's cool. But if you ain't educated and you keep jumping into prop firms, blowing them, baby, stop. Stop. Because you ain't doing nothing but harm to yourself and your family. Me and Jenny and Elvis, it took us years, years, years. Blown accounts, frustration. It took a lot. Did everybody understand what I'm saying here? All right. Done with lecturing. If you have a question, please raise your hand and I will be glad to take your hand. If you had a trade question, anything like that, go ahead and raise your hand. Let's go ahead and yakety yak and then we'll be done for today. Like I said, the market is not moving much today because it's waiting for the Fed interest rate announcement, which is coming out this afternoon. Also, there was a NFP is also coming out on Friday. Give me a second. Let me see something real quick, you guys. Let me see what time that news is coming out. Okay, so Euro just came out with their inflation numbers, and the Fed interest rate comes out in 4 hours and 30 minutes. So whatever time zone you're in 4.5 hours, that's when the interest rate news is going to come out. Okay, and there are probably going to be some forms of hot wire fire coming out. So just be expecting that. Okay, so in 4.5 hours, wherever time zone you're in, that's when it's going to come out. Okay. All right. And that will be the major news event for the week. But then you do have other news events, which I posted on Sunday, including NFP on Friday. Now, the benefit is I'm happy that the pound comes out. I think the pound, the euro, the AUD, all those things, they came out with interest rate news this week. I really am appreciative of that. Why? Because it compounds all of the bad news into 1 week so that the rest of the month we're good to go. Okay, going into February. All right. So let's go ahead with Ian. Ian, go ahead.
Hi, Uncle P. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, Uncle P. I'm new. I only joined last Saturday, so I'm new to you. I've been watching you on YouTube quite a while now,
Hi. Good.
and I'm quite impressed with your class.
Oh,
So that's why I decided I'm gonna come on board because I like the positive talk. You just not talk about Forex alone, but you talk about life journey.
yes.
So that's what I like about your class. Well,
I
I've
appreciate
got two. Glad to be on board as well. So thanks to everyone.
Mhm.
Um, I've got two questions. I'm new, as I said, I'm new to forex trading. What I'll go through all the educations, and what I found a little bit difficult is where to set my my risk. Like if
Mhm.
say I got a 5,000 account,
Okay.
how do I set my risk to just risk 1% on on every one trade?
Yeah. So that's a good question. And that's something to be considered. All right. So let's take a look. Let's just say I want to take a trade on this. Okay.
Yeah,
And one of the simple things that I do is just drop some zeros. Okay. So in
yeah,
this demo account, I got like 90,000 in this demo account. So most people would say, oh, I'll take 9 standards. No, I wouldn't do that. So it just depends on you. And again, we can't tell you exactly what number to use because again, that's out of our scope of expertise. So
yeah.
I can't tell you that. But if it was me, with a $90,000 account, hey, just start with a standard for an example. Okay. Just start
Okay,
with a standard. And they got risk calculators. And this is what I would suggest you do. There are
okay,
tons of risk calculators out there. Okay. Percentage calculators. And also, I gave you guys, I think this will be a better way of doing it. Right here in this top corner, and I sent it out. And if you don't have it, just let me know. Shoot an email to superezforex@gmail.com, and I'll see if I can get this over to you, find a way to get it to you.
Okay. Okay.
But right here, this would be the better option to just, instead of trying to show you this, because I don't want to get in no trouble. Some people, they'll say, oh, well, you said no. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that one. It's called the lot size calculator, okay? The lot size
Okay.
calculator, what you can do, you can put in here what your stop loss is going to be first, and then you can put in here what your risk percentage you want it to be. And then what it will tell you, okay, based on the size of your account, here's the recommended lot size you should use. Like on this one, it's saying if I'm using a 60 pip stop loss with 1%, then I'm allowed to use 2.22 on this trade. And that's a simple way of getting it done. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So again, matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Let me stop sharing my screen for a minute.
Okay.
And I'll try to see if I can put it in here where y'all can just grab it out of here. Give me a second.
Okay.
I got to be very careful on what I say when you're teaching people live. And if it was just our group, but we have a
Yeah.
lot of people going to be watching us later, and they're not a part of my group. And I don't want people saying, "Oh, well, see, he said during this class, I heard him. I heard him. I swear up and down, I heard him." Yeah, you heard me, but you didn't hear everything I said. Some of this stuff, it applies for my group, but if you are a gunslinger or you doing something else, hey, nope. You ain't holding me accountable for your foolery. Okay, let's see if I can attach a file. Let me see something. Okay, I don't want to hold the class up. Tell you what, just shoot me an email to superezforex@gmail.com if you don't have it, and I'll just email it to you if I can get it to you like that. Okay, you guys? And that'll be that. And I think that's the best way to answer your question without getting myself in any trouble. Some things I really want to tell you guys, but
Yeah.
trust me, the larger our company is getting, the more cautious I am because I don't know who's in here, and not everybody is. Let me be very honest, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it one bit. Not everybody who comes here is for me. I have a lot of people who just don't like me for whatever, and I never even met them. They're just hateful and this and that. As you guys see, sometimes they come in this group trying to be disruptive. I don't even know who these people are, and that's just the way it is sometimes. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that's why I'm careful on what I say. Everybody ain't for me. If it used to be like that when we were smaller and I knew everybody and it was all nothing but family love, and there ain't no problem. I'll be probably saying a whole lot more, but the bigger the company is getting, the more careful I am because there's haters out there and they will hate you for
Okay.
no reason at all. Okay. So the
Okay.
best way to
Okay.
say it is I'm going to send you this risk calculator. What you do again, you just put in what your stop loss is going to be. And you can do this before you place the trade because some trades you may be using a 30 pip stop loss. Some trades you may be using, if you're doing a swing trade like this one, if I was to place a trade on this, watch this. Okay. Let's just say I want to place a trade and price action is here. Okay. My stop, I put it up here. That's 67 pips. So what I'll do is go into my risk calculator and watch this. I'll do it right now in front of you. Okay.
Okay.
See? So this, I'll be to change this one. Let's just say 70 pips, which is normal for me. A lot of people be paying, what? You're getting nothing. But see, this is why you'll get your account blown. Smart money people don't use tight butt stop losses. Only dumb money do that. So relax. It's normal. Give it some room to breathe. Okay. Now, I'm not telling you guys to take this trade right now because news is coming up. But if I was to take this trade, I would just round it off to 70 pips. They're asking, what do you want as your risk? And you can always change this to 1%, 0.5%, whatever you want. Okay. So
Okay.
if I change it to a 0.5% and click OK, see, it's telling me at a 70 pip stop loss with 1% or a 0.5% risk or whatever, 1% risk. I guess it goes to 1%, that's the lowest. With 1% risk, you can use 0.095. Well, that sounds about accurate because with this account, what is my balance? 90,500. So yeah, that's about right. Get what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Pete.
You're very
Thanks very
welcome.
much for your
And I'm
help.
glad you came to class. Yeah, so just shoot me an email to superezforex@gmail.com and I'll figure a way, even if I have to upload it onto a download link and share
Yeah.
that with you, I'll get it to you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I have to run back.
Thank you. All right. The general, go ahead and unmute.
Uncle Pete.
What's happening with you?
It's the gen. Hey, good morning. How you doing?
What's happening with you, bro?
Man, you know, I'm out here grinding. You already know. Let me give you an update real quick. Okay, so Sunday, I started with $63.37. This is on a personal account.
Hmm.
Personal. Right now, right now, I'm at like 2,800. So we're doing great things out here. Doing great things. It's crazy. I have a super I think I know the answer already, but I'm going to ask anyway. So when it comes to the simplicity system, right? So like how right here, let's see, CAD JPY. Hold on, no,
Yeah,
that's not a good one. Can we look at NZD USD? I'm just using this as an
sure.
example so I can explain what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so all right, on the 4 hour, right? NZD USD. If we
Yes.
look at the 4 hour, hold on. No, this might not be an example. Well, I got a question about this too. Okay, so on the 4 hour, you see how we got resistance, but it overshot it.
Hmm.
So it broke the ADR high. Well, mine's broke the ADR high.
Yeah.
But let's just say for this, let's say news wasn't coming out, right?
Mhm.
And let's say it hit trend line, started to reverse, right?
Mhm.
Now we're in the batter's box for the buy. Well, it came out of there, right?
Mhm.
So if you go to the 15, so on the 15 minute, it's past the red batter box.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So even though even though this looks like a 430, this is kind of like a 430 scenario, but with it on the 15 minute being past the red batter's box, right? So we just consider that as a new level of support at that point and assume it's
I
just going
don't
to continue to
consider
go
I
up.
don't use the lower time frame for the boxes for the batter boxes. I don't use the lower time
Yeah.
frame. I'm using higher time frames.
Okay, okay,
Does
okay.
that make sense?
So
I don't use the 15 minute and say, oh, it's in the batter's box here or there, unless I'm looking for an entry on it, which even then I'm more basically just looking at the 4 hour for that as well. Almost all of my stuff is going to be started with the higher time frame. I only typically use the lower time frame for entry information only. I don't use it as an analysis or anything else, only entry. All of my analysis are coming from the higher time frame, and then from the lower
yeah,
time frame, it's an entry. Yeah.
okay, so that's what I was kind of trying to say. But with this scenario on the 4 hour, right? That would kind of it's kind of a 430, right? Starting that support. That's
Really?
kind of like close to 430.
No, not really. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Here's what we're looking at. What's the one of the main things we're looking at? What's the direction of the overall trend? What is this showing?
The trend is down. Trend headed down.
Trend is down. So if I was taking this, I would be taking it in the same direction as the overall trend first. Get what I'm
See,
saying?
and I already yep, and I already knew that. But I just had to ask
No,
just to
no, I'm
be
glad
clear.
you're
I think
asking
that
me.
one.
Remember, when you ask a question, typically probably 10 other people were wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Always.
please always ask questions. Please
Yes,
ask
sir.
questions. That would make us all better. Okay. That makes everybody better. If anybody else had a
Yeah.
question about that, type of 10 in the box.
I'm trying to be better out here. And then I got one.
If anybody else had a question about that, just type of 10, just to make sure he's not the only person. Okay, I'll see one more person.
If I am, it's fine. I mean, either way. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm working regardless. It doesn't matter.
Here's the point.
So let's
Here's another thing.
okay.
Let me say this to you. I'm really not tripping off of what I'm seeing because what typically happens, and I'm not saying this is not legit, but what typically happens before a big news event, there's market manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And so they push it oftentimes, and I'm not saying this today because it can be authentic, true price action. But if there's going to be movement, a lot of times it's false movement because they push it in the wrong direction. When the news event comes out, it comes and goes in the right direction, and that thing can go completely the opposite way because oftentimes they'll induce the person to go in this direction, and they're gathering up who all the dumb money All dumb money. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Because you got to remember, some of these institutions, they playing with millions of dollars, millions. So they're pushing in the wrong direction, get everybody on board, get everybody on board. When the news actually come out, boom, it drops the other way, and they've already gathered up your money, and then they drop it. So again, this could be a legitimate move. It could be. But this is part of the reason why I just chill out and I say, okay, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna relax and let's see what happens after the big news event.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, Derek said it. Contract killers. Contract killers. Yeah, they're killing people.
Like
Contract. Yeah.
like a liquidity grab, basically.
Yes,
Even
that's
though,
the
yeah, it's like
see you educated. Liquidity. Yeah.
yeah, it's a liquidity grab.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and that's what I assumed too. I assumed that already. But like I said, I just wanted to ask just to be sure, just to make sure I'm not second guessing myself.
Yeah, no. This is good conversation, and I'm glad you were talking about it because you're bringing up something that a lot of people need to know. This is also quite common before big news events, which is why I tell people if you're in trades before big news events, this is why it's smart to use a larger stop loss to give them that room because it's just playing
Yeah.
around. And
Mhm.
again, it could be a legitimate move. We don't know, but a lot of times I have seen over the years, it's just false moves. They're inducing the buyers, come on in, come on. And then boom, the bottom drops out and like, okay, told you. So,
Right. And
but
it could also be consolidation buildup too. Even though it broke the ADR high, right? And you would use that as like either a get out point or a new entry point if it was heading up. But it could be consolidating the drop.
it could be. And that's my whole point. We don't know everything about what. Here's a better way of looking at it. Why don't we know? Because guess what happens? Smart money has access to what? Not just education, but what's the key word?
They got the
They have insider information, and that's what helps them to manipulate markets
inside.
or news events. They know what's going to happen, and so
Mhm.
they push the market one way and then take it the other way. That's what I've seen over the years. They do it all the time. This is normal. So for those who are new to trading or who are just coming up the ranks and they get nervous, this is why the OGs in the business, they don't be tripping, because number one, going back to what the other gentleman asked, if I have already placed my stop loss and I'm only risking 1%, first of all, should I even be panicking or even care? No, doesn't matter. I'm fine. If y'all manipulating, that's fine. If it hits my stop, it was only 1%. I still got 99% to go on my account. So number one, that's the purpose of having a good stop loss in place. But number two, you don't want it too tight because just in case this is manipulation, they take you out before the big move actually takes place. This is why smart money always uses larger stop losses. They know what's going on. It's
We
nothing to
got
us.
99
We
for
don't
the
care.
percentage.
Yeah, and we don't watch it all day. Retail dumb money watches every trade every minute of the day. Smart money just sit back and relax. They use a comfortable stop loss, a comfortable risk amount, which is 1 or 2% on the trade, and they don't care. This is why I'm teaching you guys the difference between the philosophy of the smart money versus the dumb money. Smart money ain't sitting around. They on their yachts. They going to other things. They running other businesses. They stop in, place a trade, blah, 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 and they're out for the rest of the day. They're not doing what dumb money does. Dumb money use tight stop losses. So when little manipulated moves or whatever happens, first of all, their stop loss is really, really tight, 10, 20 pips. So you've already been out the game.
Yep.
Dumb money uses higher lot sizes. In other words, your risk percentage, instead of 1, 2, or 3%, it's 10, 20, 30% on one trade. Because you're gunslinger trying to herb desert pepper. And that's not what smart money does. So you can see why we don't care. If a trade works out, it's cool. If it don't, it's cool. I'll move on to another one. Why? Because it's not my whole portfolio. It was only 1 or 2% of it. I don't care. It was just one trade, one day. And then we've got all next week. So anyway, man,
And
I
the weekend.
question, bro. I really do.
Man, it's crazy out here. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Can we look at one more thing? One more thing.
sure.
You dropping this knowledge, these mental jewels on us. It's wild. Man, UCHF is falling. Nasdaq.
Yeah, all of them. They're like I said, there may have been a news event that came out because I'm in here with you guys, so I don't know. but there could have been a brief news event coming out. But
Yeah, something's about to hit at 9:45,
yeah,
and then
that's what I'm
one
saying.
10:30, and then
Mhm.
the FOMC's at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So Nasdaq. So Nasdaq's been falling since Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to this one to see the length and see if I ever want to look at how long something been running. I'm going Ocean Wave first. I'm going to check Ocean
Oh
Wave.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Give me a second. All right. There we go. Let's go to the 30-minute and we can go also to the 15. Oh, see, look at that 15. They called it. Called it. Ocean Wave. This, you see why if we're going to talk about something that's consistently trending and not these little quick da-da-da-das, then I'm always going to Ocean Wave because it'll tell me the story of where you're going. And I can
Yes,
see,
sir.
there we go. Yep, I see it. Let's check the 30-minute.
So
Price action is
yeah,
below the main wave. And on the 1 hour, price action started breaking below the main wave. So yes, what was your question on this one?
that's wild. Okay, so the batter's box. Well, I got another. So let me start with this. Okay, so you see how on the hourly, right there, on the hourly, right? You see how it's close to the trend line, getting ready for the buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the 4 hours trending up though, right? And it's still got ways to go before it hits the trend line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so I got my entry up there with a at the top supply box, right? And then but when I drop to, because I always go 4, I drop to the 15 because I do it to see if the batter boxes are comparing. So
Let
I
me
shouldn't do that.
so everybody's on the same page. So what we'll do is let's say right there when it boom, boom, came back up and retested right there, and you're at the top of the zone. See, this is when I'm looking at the batter's box or the red zone or the green zone from the 4 hour perspective. So you
Hmm.
had batter's box up here, you had the supply and demand zone up here, you have retesting up in this level here. So it was plenty enough information to say, hey, there's a possible reversal happening. So I'm gonna put that blue line there, and then let's hit to the 15-minute, and there was the arrow. That's what I look for. See that?
Yeah. So yes, I'm 100% with you. But you see how right there, how it's getting ready, or it look like it already. Well, it's getting ready to it's creating support, right?
Correct.
So based off that, do we? Because we're trending up on the 4 hour. Hold up. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, I'm on freaking go. Yeah, we're trending up on the 4 hour. So I'm assuming I'm gonna wait for resistance to show up and
Well,
then just get out of the trade.
but you got to remember, once it hits a reversal area, I'm not considering that it's uptrending anymore. So let me see if I
Yes.
can. Give me a second. All right. See, like right here, this was hitting that downtrend, 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 and then when it hit that boom, boom, downtrend was over. And now it's going the opposite way. So this thing has been going up, 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 up all
Oh,
this time.
that's since November 1st. I verified that yesterday. Since
Right.
November 1st.
This could be the beginning of an overall
It's
downtrend.
been down.
Yeah, it could
And
be.
see,
Could be.
and
Yeah.
that's
Devil
what I was
talking here.
thinking.
Now it could pull back up. It can do a pullback. It
Yeah,
could,
again.
but I think now it's setting up to do an overall reversal to the downside. Possibly. We don't know we're not Nostradamus, so we don't know the future, but
Yeah,
it could
you don't
possibly
know.
happen that. Yeah. But either
Yeah,
way,
and see.
if you got in way up here, ooh,
Oh yeah, I can show you.
yeah,
Yeah, I can show
no,
you on
I
my
can't see I can't see your screen. It's all good.
oh
Yeah, we
yeah, I'm
locked.
about to say
We can only see mine. But yeah, you're good, man. Good stuff. Now, what I would do if I was you, if you're in that much profit, I would start shaving off and taking some of that profit. You know what I
well,
mean?
I already took half of it.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
I
that was
already
a
took it.
very good trade. Very simple,
Yeah,
very
I'm just over analyzing. I can't help it. It's just how I am. That's how it's programmed with the military. I'm just over analyzing.
yeah. But here's the
But
deal. Here's the deal. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. One of my shows when I'm bored that I watch is SWAT, SWAT series. Don't ask me why, it's something to watch. But one of the things
yeah,
he says all the time is stay liquid, stay liquid. And I never forget, uh, I had learned from this preacher one time. He said, nimbleness of thought. Never forget that term. He said, Nimbleness of thought. Nimbleness of thought means you have the ability to adjust your thinking. And one of the dangers is, and I want to just give you this as encouragement because a lot of us are like this, but actually, it can be a blessing, but also sometimes it can be a deficit to us. I'm getting out of the term of saying this is how I done. And there's actually a book out there which I'm looking forward to reading called This Is How We Do It Over Here. And what the book is about, the overall story is supposed to be about is just because you used to do it that way doesn't mean that it's going to be as effective for you now. So, because my dad, my brother, we come from military background as well, so I'm familiar with that. But the problem is that you have to adjust your thinking when you're into a new environment. Get what I'm saying? And so adjust your thinking. So I'm always trying to reprogram, see how I can see things a new way so I can stay nimble with my thinking to make sure that my thinking process is compatible with the type of work that I'm trying to do. And so with this, over analyzing works very well in military. Over analyzing in Forex is terrible. Terrible. Because you'll take something, and this is some of our clients that I'm having trouble with getting them to convert to the fact that guess what? Trading should not be complicated at all. This to me was nothing more than a simple 415er, doesn't require overanalyzing or anything else. So if for all my analytical people, just not here. In this arena, it doesn't require it because what's going to happen is, and I do this too, so I'm talking to myself, not just you, which is why I'm always trying to revamp my thinking. Because my business mind, you got to be so detailed. The bigger this company getting, the more grainy you'll. And Donna, she's in here. Donna, can you type a 50 in the box? Because Donna's in here and she works behind the scenes as well. Donna, don't we have to be extremely granular now, huh? This is getting bigger and bigger, and we're getting more and more granular in how we have to address things. See? So for the business side, it's getting granular, but when I come over here, I'm still carrying that thought process, my brother, and it's interfering, which is why sometimes I take a break from trading because I have to turn it off over here and just get back to over here is just as simple. Look, it's double topping, boom, boom, boom. I see this, drop to the 15-minute, and what is that? Nothing more than a simple 415er. But sometimes my mind be so detailed until I'm over analyzing things and I end up screwing some of the simplest things up. And that's when I know, okay, let me take a step back. So just as your brother who thinks the same way, I'm very, detail oriented and granular and open, process all the ideas, looking at it from all angles. Sometimes in here, that's not the best thing to do. We keep it very, very simple. Hey, it meets the rules, drop down to 15-minute, place my trade, place my stop, and let me get on with my life. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just not in here, not in Forex. Don't that kills accounts. It really does. We overthink things, we're over processing. And then we look at other people who succeed and be like, dang, well, why they succeeding? Because they don't overthink it. It just, if it meets this, meet this, then they take it, period. They keep it very simple.
Yeah. I mean, when I get to that point, I don't do it on like my funded on my personal. I do it on my demo just to see, and I do it to see the result. So I can be like, oh,
smart.
I
That's
was
smart.
doing it like,
Smart. Yeah, that's smart. That's
yeah,
good. Yeah, I appreciate the conversation. Yeah.
Uncle P, the man. Uncle P, you just changed my family's life. You don't even know. You don't
Man,
even know.
brother, let me say something to you, man. And thank you again for sharing that. I got an email this morning. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm Donna, I ain't gonna shed no tear. And if my little brother in here, I got a little brother, boy, that dude is a freaking comedian for real. Oh my God, he's funny. He said, man, last time you got sentimental, and you said your chin was my brother funny. He said, man, your chin was quivering and this and that. He said, don't do it, Pete, don't do it. He's funny. But let me say this to you guys. Oh my God, my brother funny. Anyway, let me say this. I got an email this morning. And some of you guys, I keep telling you, you take things for granted. You complain about, not you. I'm talking to you. But we complain about some of the dumbest, and God hold my tongue. We do. We complain about some of the dumbest stuff, and we're so ungrateful as a people. We are complaining about everything. and grateful for nothing. This person joined the copycat, man. And he said, thank you guys for what you did. You flipped my few little dollars I had, and now I can take my children to the dollar menu.
What?
I got another email this morning, man. This person just needed $3, $3 more to go get their heart medication. $3.
That's wow.
And then they sent an email, a testimonial email this morning. Talking about they got approved so that they can put food on the table for their kids. And they said, Uncle Pete, I wanted to quit. And you encouraged me to keep on going. And I never thought I could do this on my own. But now I'm going to be able to feed my family.
The truth.
My point
The
is,
truth.
I can't tell you enough about some of you guys think, yeah, the company is cool. It's cool having a company that's growing and this and that. That's all good. But one of the things I have to go and be quiet and remember is how I felt when I didn't think I was going to have anything left, when I lost everything I had. And the police showed up at my door. And all I had was my youngest daughter and myself in this house. Not this house, but the house we were in at the time. And I was going through my Job experience. And not only did I go through one of the worst things a man can go through, but then the sheriff showed up at my door afterwards, 1 week later. Didn't even give me a freaking break. 1 week later, they show up at my door saying that you're going to be evicted out of your house. You're going to have to move. And I wanted to quit. And if I would have quit, saying, you know what, this is not for me, let me do something else, If I wouldn't have stuck in there, the testimonies that came to these emails, they wouldn't be in existence. This discussion we're having now, it wouldn't be in existence. The thousands of people who we've helped wouldn't be in existence. It wouldn't happen. So why am I sharing this with you guys? Whoever's in a tough situation right now, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to let y'all go for today. If you're in a tough situation right now, I know it's bad. Trust me, Uncle P has been through it. But this is just to let you know, all things pass, just like weather. Things change. They don't stay the same. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? If you guys understand what I'm saying, type a 400 in the box. Things change.
Amen.
I'll let you go. Thanks, General.
All right.
Guys, things change. Nothing stays the same, not even your body. You're going to get older. It changes. The only reason, watch this, I will say this to you. Hear me good, and we're done. The only time when things do not change is when you make a decision to stay stuck in your head. When you make a decision to stay stuck in your head, then the event itself is over. Some of you guys are still dealing with the impact of what happened several years ago, but the event itself does not exist. Not today. It did then, but it ain't there today. The only reason it's still existing today is because it's still in your head. You're a victim of that situation because that's the way you're seeing it. The person who did me in, or the people who did me in, on one hand, I'm still feel some kind of way about it, so I get it. I get it. I still feel some way about it. Because I look at my life, what could it have been had that not happened to me? How much further I would be now if that had happened to me. That's one way of looking at it. But I don't like to stay in that thinking process. And I'm gonna say this to y'all and let you go, but just hear me out. I don't want to stay in that thinking process. Because if I stay in that thinking process, it keeps me in a victim's mentality. So when I flip over to look at what God was able to do with my life and how I was able to still come back despite what they did to me, that gives me the energy to keep on going. Everybody hear what I'm saying? You can either stop or you can keep on going. That's the only choice you have. What happens to us, can't control that. But whether we're going to stay stuck or whether we're going to keep it moving, player. I may have to do like your navigator in your car does. What does it say? When you go off track, what does it say? Alternative route. And it takes you around another way. Let me say this to you guys, and this is really the truth. Honest to God. Honest. This just happened. Honest. My wife and I, we were coming back from Miami. And so we was on the freeway driving. And we were hungry. We saw a sign called Cracker Barrel. Okay. We was like, okay, I need gas and let me get some Cracker Barrel, and then we eat. Right. I got off, got the gas. There was some road construction. But what they didn't say that if you did miss this one little turn, it's going to force you to be back on the freeway. Do you know that one miss? I had to drive an additional 20 miles in the wrong direction because there's no off ramp. So I had to drive 20 miles in the wrong direction to turn around and make a U-turn and come back 20 more miles in the right direction. That was 40 additional miles. This just happened. 40 miles. And I'm tired and pissed and hungry. 40 miles. 40 additional miles because of something. And this is what happens to some of us in our lives. We have to go 40 extra miles if we're pissed. But here's the question. Did I stay on the side of the freeway saying, I can't believe I got to go 40 miles, or did I just suck it up and do the 40 miles and get to my destination? What do you think I did? I did the 40 miles. And I went back to that Cracker Barrel and we ate. And then I was able to go on about my distance and do my thing and get back here on time. I just had to take it on the chin. But you don't quit. Stop quitting and stop complaining. Ask God for a way, ask God for direction, and then find the alternative route and you get on down the road. The best revenge is literally to succeed, because they'll look back at you, and this just literally happened. I had to look in the eyes of my enemy who destroyed my life, and they looking at how good I'm doing now, even though you tried to bury me, and I still succeeded and doing far better than you. So with that, have a good week, and I will talk to y'all next week.